Hi, I'm Jones, the vegan archaeologist, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something fun. I'm going to be going on a hike in Red Rocks open space here in Colorado Springs with my family, and we're going to have a little picnic. So I am making some delicious vegan banh mi sandwiches to take along on our picnic. And I'm doing some experiments with banh mi sandwiches because there used to be a really great food truck here in the Springs called Haugen. Unfortunately, they're not in business anymore. They moved to Tennessee or somewhere like that. But they had the most amazing banh mi sandwiches, vegan, of course, with tofu. And that was actually the first time I'd ever had a banh mi sandwich, was at that food truck, and it just blew me away. They were so awesome, and we used to get sandwiches from there every Thursday night. And it is so sad that they are gone now. And I've been trying to recreate their sandwiches, but I don't know what their secret ingredient was, but they were amazing. So I've just been trying some different recipes, and so I'm going to try one today that I'm going to share with you, and hopefully it'll turn out really good. I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently. Normally banh mi sandwiches are on a crispy baguette, but I got a large French bread loaf from the store because I've always liked making sandwiches with those. It makes nice big hearty sandwiches that I can just cut up into whatever size pieces I want, and it's a good size for a family. So that's what I'm going to do this time. So if you are interested in banh mi sandwiches or taking a hike with me around beautiful Red Rocks open space, please stay tuned. And as usual, I will have the recipe on my blog, which I will leave a link for in the description box below, so you can find that and try it yourself. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe. And if you do subscribe, be sure to hit that bell so that you'll get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you really like it, share it with others, share the love. And let's get started making those sandwiches. I started this recipe by pickling some daikon radish and some carrots. So I cut that big radish in half and put it in the food processor to shred it. If you don't have a food processor, you can use a hand grater, or you can just chop the veggies up into tiny little matchstick shapes. Either way, it'll work. And so once it's all shredded up, then we are going to start the pickling. This won't take long. Just put it in a bowl, and then we're going to add a tablespoon and a half of salt. I used pink Himalayan salt here, and a tablespoon and a half of sugar, and I used coconut sugar this time. So I actually lost some of the footage from this. You're supposed to massage those ingredients into the veggies and then marinate it in the refrigerator for at least 15 minutes and then give it a good rinse. And then it's going to go into a brine, which is 1 cup warm water, 1 cup white vinegar, or you could use rice vinegar, and ½ a cup of sugar. And just blend that up and add the veggies. And that is our pickled veggies for the sandwiches. That will keep in the refrigerator for up to 4 months, but we're going to use this right away. Again, I lost some of the footage showing you what the different ingredients were, but I'm making the marinade for the tofu with about ½ a cup red onion, 3 cloves of garlic, a teaspoon each of salt and pepper, a tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of agave, 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce or tamari, and then we're just going to blend that all up to make a nice sauce to marinate our tofu with. And I just poured that into a plastic container and put my slices of tofu in there. You can press the tofu first if you like. It does help the tofu soak up the marinade if it doesn't have a lot of extra water in it. Just make sure all your pieces are covered with the marinade. Put the lid on it, and that'll go in the fridge for at least 15 to 20 minutes, if not overnight. And then in a nice hot pan, you'll heat up a little bit of oil and just put your tofu slices in there and let them sit for quite a while to brown on the bottom, and that'll also keep it from sticking. These are looking so delicious, and in fact this tofu was really great on its own. But we're going to put together our sandwiches now. So I used this big French bread that they make at the bakery at my local grocery store. We like it because I can just make one big sandwich and then cut it into pieces. So I put some sriracha mayo on there, and I didn't put it all the way because I thought my son didn't like sriracha mayo. Turns out he loves it, but I did put a little bit of sriracha on there for him, and then spread some of our pickled veggies, added some fresh cucumber, some jalapeno slices, and lots of fresh cilantro that I actually picked from my garden. And there is our beautiful and delicious sandwich, ready to go on a picnic. So here we are in beautiful Red Rocks open space. I'm sitting in sort of a little box canyon here, and what is really amazing about Red Rocks Canyon and Garden of the Gods is that, did I say Red Rocks Canyon? What's really amazing about Red Rocks open space as well as Garden of the Gods, and even the better known Red Rocks where the big amphitheater is that they were formed by ancient seabeds. So the rocks that you see right here are actually ancient seabeds from millions of years ago. And at one point in time, a very, very long time ago, there was an event called the Laramide Orogeny Uplift, which is what created the Rocky Mountains, Pikes Peak, and these beautiful rock formations. Basically, the tectonic plates were moving underneath the continent, and they forced these ancient seabeds upright, and that's how the rocks that we see today were formed. And they run for miles in both directions, north and south, all through Colorado, and I believe into other states as well. And it has been a really special and even sacred place for people for many, many years before the white man came here to settle. The Native American tribes that occupied this area, the Ute, the Apache, the Arapaho, the Cheyenne, the Kiowa, all came to this area, as well as Manitou Springs, which is just up the road, where there are natural mineral springs just bubbling out of the ground. and those Native American groups saw this place as sacred. They gathered in Garden of the Gods and Manitou Springs, and they bathed in the waters, and they held their ceremonies, and it was a place of peace. There was no warfare allowed in this area. So it is a really special area, and it has been for a very long time, and I feel really privileged to be able to enjoy this place whenever I like, because I live just down the road, and it's one of the things I really love about Colorado Springs.